Disappearance of Vigraha Pandit and Bhakti Vinod.
Wow, okay.
And Gundicha Marjan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The cleaning day, huh?
Yeah.
Clean the temple. Gundicha Marjan. I remember we used to clean the walls, the ceilings, everything. Okay, we ready or no? Okay. Shri Prapana Jivanamritam Ki Jai. Shri Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Prema. Gurudev, Jai Gurudev. Okay. So we're on, yes, 21, chapter 3, words of nectar from the devotees. Anybody know the Sanskrit? Bhakta, devotees.
Vachar.
Vachana, nectar.
Rita.
Amrita. Vachanamrita. Vachanamrita.
Vachanamrita. No. For you.
Okay. Yeah, Bhakti Vachanamrita, and then acceptance of the favorable?
Anukulyasya Sankalpa.
Sankalpa. Anukulyasya Sankalpa. Acceptance of the favorable. Chapter 3. We are on the sloka number 21. From Srila Rupa Goswami, and Guru Maharaj's introduction is the path to devotion in the Vrindavan conception. And there's a Sanskrit sloka by Rupa Goswami. Tanama Rupa Charitadi Sankirtananu Smritya Kramena Rasana Manasi Niyoja Tishtan Vraje Tad Anuraga Jananagami Kalam Nayed Akilam Ityupadesha Sardaha. Okay. So this is a long explanation and translation. Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Wow. I mean, this, okay. Okay, so when Krishna's name, form, nature, and pastimes divine are heard. Would you like to take over? I heard from Sri Guru, one's heart awakens in song. As pure chanting ensues, remembrance is attained. Thus chanting and remembering, step by step, is gained. So Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur has written his poetry in Bengali, and so Bhaktivinoda Sagar Maharaj is rendering that into English poetry as best he can. Those engaging tongue and mind who begin to relish nectar adore Sri Krishna, following the residence of Braja, reside always in Braja within the heart's devotion. Surely you must accept this nectar of instruction. Grahana. That's bhajana. No. Okay, I guess I'll try the Bengali. Krishna Nama Rupa Gana Lila Chaitanya Guru Mukhe Shunile Kirtana Udaya Kirtita hoile krame smaranaga paya. Kirtana smarana kale krama pate dhyaya. Jata ruchi jana jiva mana, hard for me to see, Malaya, Krishna Anuraga Braja Jana Maria.
Do you want to see it on an iPad? You can make it bigger.
I'll just finish. I have only one line left. Niran Tantra Braja Vasi Manasa Bhajana E Upadesha Sinna Karaha Drahana. Okay, that's Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's poetry, ending with you must accept this upadesh, this nectar of instruction, that we remember and chant. Through chanting, we get the remembrance ingrained in our heart. And by that remembrance, we develop attachment and adoration, and are able to follow the resonance of Braja. Coming to live in Braja, and the whole thing is underlined with the heart of devotion, Saraswati Thakur says. Let's see if I can find that. I can't find it. Okay. Anyway, the whole abode of Braja, behind it all, actually forming it all, is the mood of transcendental devotion. So devotion takes form, and that form is in the form of Sri Radha and Krishna engaging in their transcendental pastimes, and we get to have a form too in the transcendental world based on our devotion. It's actually, it's amazing that devotion itself has form and nature and individuality, and we're part of it. It's pretty amazing. So, reside always in Braja, within the heart's devotion. Surely you must accept this nectar of instruction. So, Upadesha Amritam, you must accept. Grahana. So you must accept this nectar because it's just, that's the way it is. And by chanting and hearing, we'll remember, and through that remembrance, we'll come to know what it really is. So it's a transcendental process that has to do first with hearing and utilizing the ear to allow the transcendental vibration coming from, in this case, Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. We want to let it enter our ear and then be absorbed and then be repeated by us. And through that repetition, we get remembrance, and not only remembrance, but realization. I remember Srila Prabhupada told us that by preaching, you see your own realization. And it kind of works like that. Until you formulate your understanding of how you've heard particular slokas and other teachings from our gurus, it's not really clear in the mind. It's still kind of laying underneath. But when you have to bring it out and formulate it, it becomes sunk in and clearer. And we understand what the meaning is of our growing experience in Krishna consciousness. So this is the wonderful process that Saraswati Thakur is describing, culminating in residency in Braja. Okay, Vidi?
Yeah, just happy listener here.
Okay. I think we should go on to Chaitanya Charitamrita. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, well, anyway, we'll take a look at the next one. The comparative ontological conception of devotion in Vrindavan. And it's another long poem by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur about the gradual progression of devotion as it develops and as that devotion manifests in different places, from Mathura to Govardhan and Radhakunda. The whole progression is given by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. The ontological development of devotion manifests in places, people, pastimes. The whole thing is based on the mood of devotion that is there in Srimati Radharani, and developed and expanded through the agency of Balaram and Yogamaya. That's kind of how it works. Anyway, we'll discuss that tomorrow. That's verse 22. Jai Shri Shri Prabhupada Jivanamritam Ki Jai. Okay. Okay. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Srila Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaj Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Acharya Brinda Ki Jai. Jai Vaishnava Brinda Ki Jai. Okay, Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jai Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Right. Okay, I believe we're on text 89, and it's a Sanskrit sloka from Stotra Ratna of Jamunacharya. So, the translation: O my Lord, everything within material nature is limited by time, space, and thought. Your characteristics, however, being unequaled and unsurpassed, are always transcendental to such limitations. You sometimes cover such characteristics by your own energy, but nevertheless, your unalloyed devotees are always able to see you under all circumstances. Everything is covered by the influence of Maya, within the limited boundaries of space, time, and thought. This is a shloka from Stotaratna, and Jamunacharya is telling us that we're trapped in a world with, it's like a prison cell, which is the walls of which, and the bars are space, time, and thought. We're entrapped in this location in the temporary world. It's a conscious location, but nonetheless it is a location. And the matter is formed by our distorted consciousness through the agency of Krishna's energy, Yoga Maya. But nonetheless, it's really there. It's temporary.
Isn't it Mahamaya?
Mahamaya, yeah.
You said Yoga Maya.
Oh, I said Yoga Maya. Whoops. Okay. Yeah, okay, so the agency of Mahamaya, the whole thing is formed, and it's there. I mean, we're in the temporary world. It may be that all the things that appear solid to us, like the physicists say, are just energy. That may be a fact, but nonetheless, it is there. there is such a thing as the, the material energy, Mahatattva, and the substance of matter within which we've entrapped ourselves. So we believe that it's real, but it's temporary. And the Mayavadis believe it's all illusion. So there is a distinction between, our belief system and the Mayavadis' belief system, in that we understand that the material energy is substance, and it's designed by the Lord to allow us to express our distorted understanding of love in the temporary range of time, space, and thought. And that material energy, however, is structured in such a way by the great servant Mahamaya to give us a lesson in every turn, in every place, every time, every circumstance. All is designed to awaken us. But we're so distracted by distorted ideas about finding fulfillment for our inner desires that this lesson isn't heeded, it's not seen. So Jamunacharya is telling us that Krishna is very difficult to see, unequaled, unsurpassed. He is beyond time, space, and thought, and he can be perceived not by the senses, not by the subtle means of perception, from the mind to the intellect, to the subtle perceptions that emanate from the ego. He can't be seen by that, but he can be seen by his own energy, which is the energy of transcendental love and devotion. And the unalloyed devotees see him in all circumstances. Srila Prabhupada says, even the greatest manifestation we can conceive, the sky, also has limitations. From the authentic scriptures, however, it is evident that beyond the sky is a covering of 7 layers, each 10 times thicker than the one preceding it. The covering layers are vast, but with or without coverings, space is limited. Our power to think about space and time is also limited. Time is eternal. We may imagine billions and trillions of years, but that will still be an inadequate estimate of the extent of time. So the senses are limited, the senses are imperfect, we can't see, but yet by the grace of the higher grace of the Lord, we can see him always by divya chakshush, the vision of transcendental devotion, the divine vision of transcendental devotion. Similarly, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, the covering of Maya is very strong. Daivi hesha gunamayi mama maya duratyaya mam eva ye prapadyante mayam etam tarantite. The divine energy of mind, consisting of the 3 modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome. But those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. So the idea is we can't possibly overcome the illusory energy by our own endeavor, but by fixing ourselves in devotion, then the influence of the illusory energy recedes, and as it recedes in the development of our devotion, we just have to learn to be tolerant of the distractions of the material energy and proceed with our real business, which is the inner expression through what we do in the world, that expression of how we want to surrender, we want to give ourselves to Krishna. And that feeling is expressed through our activities. And that's devotion. And it doesn't matter what activity it is. It doesn't matter if you're married, not married, here, there, in the temple, out of the temple. it doesn't matter. What matters is the inner desire. And the fact is, working at an ordinary job can be directly divine service, as given by Krishna, accordingly and properly according to the Shastra and the instructions of Sri Guru. That's the beautiful thing about Krishna consciousness, that it's not limited in any way. You can't say that your circumstance is stopping you from becoming Krishna conscious. Nothing can stop Krishna consciousness. It's more powerful than the illusory energy. And Krishna tells us, those who surrender to me, they just step over it. And we heard the example, the ocean of illusion that we're swimming in, going under, swimming in, going under, trying to reach like the boat of our Gurudev, that just poof, shrinks into water in the calf's hoof print by the power and the grace of the Lord. In comparison to Him, Maya is very small. So if we proximity of Him, that ocean will recede more and more and more and more and more. And our position is one of prayer, constant prayer. Please, help me surrender, help me give myself to you. To surpass the influence of the illusory energy is very difficult, but those who are determined to catch hold of the lotus feet of the Lord are freed from the clutches of Maya. Therefore, pure devotees can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but demons, because of their miscreant behavior, cannot understand the Lord, in spite of seeing the many revealed scriptures and the uncommon activities of the Lord. Okay. So Sloka by Jamunacharya, telling us about the temporary and how by taking shelter of the devotion of the Lord, we can easily Krishna's own energy. I talked too much, sorry. Do you have anything?
No, I'm just happy.
Okay, so number 90, chapter 3. Those whose nature is demoniac cannot know Krishna at any time, but he cannot hide himself from his pure devotees. Asura swabhave Krishne kabu nahi jane, lukaite nare Krishna bhakta jana stane. Asura swabhave, those who swabhava nature, Asura, those who have demoniac nature. Krishna, Lord Krishna, Kabu, Kabhihavi Bola Satan, at any time, Nahi, not, they cannot, Jani, they can't know at any time. Lakaite, Nare, he's not able to hide that Lord Krishna from his Bhakta Jana. The devotees, the people who are the pure devotees. He can't go anywhere. He can't get away from his pure devotees. So the Kashi's Pools can never know Krishna, but Sri Krishna, by the power and the potency of Srimati Radharani, those who are in her line, trying to surrender, or ultimately we become purified, give ourselves fully, and we serve directly, in that we naturally like transform that world. As we grow and develop in devotion, Srila Guru Maharaj has told us, also Srila Prabhupada told us, that we ascend through the different layers, and ultimately, after having bypassed the Viraja, Kunta, we come to Goloka Vrindavan through our devotional surrender. So some people have a nature of dasya, serving, and they may, you know, stay in Vaikuntha. And those who have a nature of, you know, being Krishna's friend, they live in Vrindavan and play with Krishna. And others who, you know, it's inconceivable for us, for our practical purposes, all the positions of devotees in the transcendental world are pure and simultaneously equal but not equal. There is such a thing as the pinnacle of Srimati Radharani, and based on our proximity to Srimati Radharani, so our devotion is like enhanced accordingly. Srimati Radharani is that potency, and as the devotion progresses from Radharani through her servants to the parents, to the friends, and to the servants, and to the grass, the trees, the cows, all are in the mood of transcendental devotion. From, you know, Shanta Rasa for the grass, the trees, I think the cows, and Dasya. Some are Dasya Rasa in Goloka, but mostly the Dasya Rasa are in Vaikuntha. So Srila Prabhupada tells us that devotees accept only the bare necessities of life to keep themselves fit to act in Krishna consciousness. Balance of their energy is used for developing Krishna consciousness, through which one can be transferred to the abode of Krishna by always thinking of him, even at the point of death. So I'm like considering, when am I going to leave? How much time do I have left? So I consulted with Giradhar Pandit, and because the last astrologer I consulted was
Shobana?
No, it was in Delhi in the early 80s. He was a very well-known astrologer. Anyway, he did a really expert chart, and many difficulties that he predicted did come true. But he predicted only up until my 66th year. And after that, you know, I just assumed, well, that's it. But I'm past that, so I'm wondering what's going on. So I consulted Giradhar Pandit. He said, no, you're in a Jupiter period now, which is good for spiritual life, and there's different aspects of it and stuff. But it comes up to, I think, 2027, at which point there's the next planet, but there's a juncture where I well may depart. So I have to get ready. And whoa, you know, to digest that is, even at this stage, you know, I look in the mirror and what happened? What's going on? I can't really digest it as yet. What's happened to that personality who I conceive of as myself. You know, it's a difficult thing because simultaneously we've got the inner self is being slowly awakened, and we've got the feeling coming from that, but we also got the feeling of attachment to the temporary world from the temporary conception of self. And to like jump out of that temporary conception of self into the real conception of devotion, that's our objective. But it's really no easy thing. And there's a reason why Yudhishthira Maharaj said that this is the most amazing thing. That practically up till the time of death, people think they're not going to die. And even us, who've been like more or less preparing for so many years, it's still difficult to conceive of. So I understand that I've got some work to do. I have to, you know, develop my understanding, get myself situated, and you know, face reality. And Srila Gurudev has given the facility to me to do that. He's like, open the door. Once he said to me, "You are free now. what is your problem? I'm thinking, free? What's happening with this? But yeah, he's given some activity through which I can develop and find, find relief from impending death. And this will hit all of us, whatever our age is. It's weird how I've seen at different times friends departing. Like, when did Rishab leave? Like 2001 or something, huh?
I forgot.
Were you there?
I was there.
Yeah, I went there and was with him up until a week before he left, because I had bought a ticket for, I think, 6 weeks, and I thought that would be enough, but he hung on for quite a while, even in spite of his, just terrible condition. And I had to leave, and then, of course, when he was departing, Gurudev was there and put Tulsi in his mouth right at the time of departure.
We were all in his room, and the big kirtan, and
wow.
Gurudev put the Gita on his chest, and he's looking at Gurudev.
I mean, and Gurudev was astounded at how that happened, right? Mm-hmm. How is it possible that, this personality who is, obviously very, very progressed in devotional life, still, like the rest of us, he'd come to Krishna consciousness from the midst of, malicious society and so many things else, and then after a few decades, suddenly he's in Navadvip with a Paramahansa Vaishnava, blessing him as he departs his body. And Gurudev had a picture of him that I always looked at, everywhere he lived, right?
Yeah.
He had a picture of Rishabdev, because it's, it's something that when we see stuff that is astounding, we know Krishna's at work there. It really ingrains our faith. We know the reality of Krishna consciousness when we see things happen in a wonderful way. So it's also like that with the Paramahansa. Of course, they see things like that all the time, but it's not as though everything is the same. It's all variety, it's all different, and there's pinnacles. And one of the pinnacles for Srila Gurudev was, the departure of Rishabdev. He's a really good friend through many, many years. And anyway, what I'm saying is that from early times, quite a while ago, friends just started to poof, disappear. And still the understanding of what that means is is slipping away from me. So I have to get myself focused.
You're doing that every day now. You're doing all the right things every day.
Yeah, right. Well.
And every day is a blessing, isn't it?
Well, this is true. I mean, I can't deny that. Somehow or other, it's it's happening in spite of my really conditioned nature. Anyway, I'm talking about myself. Sorry.
Please, you're sharing. And really, we want to hear the heart of the Vaishnavas, like you are expressing, and your personal experience in life and service is yielding the true heart of the Vaishnava that we aspire to feel. And so none of it's in vain, it's all very tangible and real and inspiring.
When you said true Vaishnava, I had a picture of Srila Goswami Maharaj, because he just wrote that beautiful letter. And did you see it, Didi? You see Goswami Maharaj's letter?
I don't think it's in Spanish yet.
It's not. Oh, she can read it in English. You can read English fine, right? Yeah.
It's on Theistic Media Studios. It's the top post. You can look at it.
It's also on Facebook, right? I think. Yeah.
Yeah, Theistic Media Studios page.
Yeah. Anyway, it's beautiful, glorious, wonderful, freeing. It gives me hope. I told Goswami Maharaj that I just could not tolerate hearing devotees, you know, plugging Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Math into the position that ISKCON was in after the departure of Srila Prabhupada. You know, what it says in Sri Guruna's Grace. Well, the Math, you know, that's happening. I just couldn't tolerate hearing that. I really think that what Srila Guru Maharaj has given and Srila Govinda Maharaj has given, we can't reduce it to something external. I don't think Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Math, the Mool Math in Navadvip, it's not external. You know, there's reality there. And, you know, this is, and to hear Goswami Maharaj speak in such a way gives me hope that Math will, you know, be returned to the rightful possession of our sampradaya. Anyway, it's, you know, if you haven't read Goswami Maharaj's letter, please find it, Theistic Media Studios or Facebook, or ask me. I have it and can send it to you. So anyway, the true Vaishnava, giving honor to all Vaishnavas and making sacrifice for the, you know, for the glories of, you know, our Guru Varga, and directly the glories of Srila Sridhar Maharaj and Srila Govinda Maharaj. And, you know, at the door, opening the door, who opened the door for us? Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Our Gurus three.
Blasted the door open.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Otherwise we couldn't possibly get through. Okay. Okay, we can read one more. So text 92. Advaita Acharya Goswami is an incarnation of the Lord as a devotee. His loud calling was the cause for Krishna's incarnation. Acharya Gosai Prabhura Bhakta Avatara. Krishna Avatara Hetu Yahara Hunkara. So Advaita Acharya Gosai, Bhakta Avatar, Prabhura Bhakta Avatar, incarnation of the Lord as a devotee. Bhakta Avatar. Krishna Avatara, this incarnation, Hetu, was caused, Yahara, Hunkara. It almost sounds like it. Hunkara means calling out, loud calls. So Advaita Acharya was, you know, feeling desperation, because he was a real Paramahansa Vaishnava, and he was feeling the wonder of Krishna consciousness, but he saw that the people were diseased and not interested, and he felt such a need to help the masses of people that surrounded him, that he intensely called out for the mercy of the Lord. And it was like while worshiping Tulsi Devi, right? Something like that, yeah. You know the story?
When he was calling the Lord?
Yeah.
Yeah, with a palm full of Ganges water and Tulsi leaves wailing.
Yeah, so we have, we're indebted to Advaita Acharya, and, we should take a moment and meditate on the lotus feet of Advaita Acharya as the divine cause, Hetu, the cause of Krishna Avatar, the avatar of Krishna who descended in this age of Kali. So these are just some quick Bengali slokas. I'll do the next one, then we'll finish. So this is text 93. Whenever Sri Krishna desires to manifest his incarnation on earth, first he creates the incarnations of his respectable predecessors. So Guru Vargera, the group, the Guru Varga of the, it's translated as respectable predecessors, Guru Varga. Karena Sanchara, he makes the advent of the group of, Guru Varga. And so, when Krishna descends, he to the earth, Prithvi, he makes or creates the group of his servants, direct servants, come down first. So Advaita Acharya descended, and so many of the direct devotees of Krishna descended. His mother and father, and can you name a few others?
Yes,
Acharya?
Haridas Thakur.
Haridas Thakur.
Madhavendra Puri.
Oh, Madhavendra Puri, right.
Ishwara Puri.
Yeah.
And like a movie set, Navadvip and...
Where was Madhavendra Puri located? I forget. It was out to the west, right? I forget where.
I just remember him. He went through all the pastimes with Gopal in Govardhan. Then he went to Remuna and Ch.Ch. Gopinath pastimes took place, and he was going to get all the sandalwood for Gopal.
Oh yeah, right.
And then Gopal said, just give to Ch.Ch. Gopinath and I will get it, because he was so old he couldn't bring, because bringing all that sandalwood to Vrindavan was labor intensive for him, and he was old.
And there was a couple of devotees who were with him carrying it also. I forget.
And that time, like you go through custom borders, he needed tax papers.
Oh right, yeah.
And so it was very...
and mostly Muslim guards too, so it was difficulty like that, no doubt.
So Gopal said, you stay and give all that sandalwood to Ch.Ch. Gopinath.
Yeah, it just occurred to me that, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the external circumstance was very difficult, because the Muslims ruled the whole area. So they were very, obviously negative towards the Sankirtan movement. But Mahaprabhu's action in the face of that was not to challenge the government or try to change the government, but his action was to just focus on Nam Sankirtan. So that's kind of our situation also. There may be so many complex, weird things happening in controlling the material world. But, that doesn't matter. What we need to do is develop Nam Sankirtan, and we'll grow as a result of that, and the whole circumstance, the situation, if it's possible, the only thing that can change it is Harinam Sankirtan anyway, and people developing and becoming realized in that way and able to give the real thing to others. That's like an important point of development and realization and growth, is that as we grow, we can give the blessing of our gurus more fully to the people in general. So this is the real answer to all the problems in the world. It's not to change the economic system or stop the demons from taking over and stuff like that. The worst demons practically were in charge, and Mahaprabhu, didn't care. Even he learned the Quran, right? Or he knew the Quran automatically, not learned it, and quoted it in his discussion with the Qazi, and proved that the transcendental nature of the reality that he lived in, as in Nam Sankirtan, the world of Nam Sankirtan, was proved by Mahaprabhu as the perfection of the Quran. So we see from Mahaprabhu that you know, there's something in the Quran that is indicative of Nam Sankirtan, and Mahaprabhu pulled that out. Or maybe he just produced it. I don't know. So anyway, that's the point I want to make, is that we can get so caught up in like the green movement and this, you know, adjustment, this plot by the inner circle to control the world and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, you know, it's just what's going on in the external world. It's shouldn't be surprising to us. And whatever their position, they won't have the power, sufficient power, to stop Nam Sankirtan. And we know that because Mahaprabhu was in more or less the worst of circumstances, and nothing can stop him. So, you know, our gurus can't be stopped. And so if we try to surrender to our gurus, we in turn can't be stopped. When Gurudev was in Green Street, I was kind of the doorman. Remember that? And when Gurudev was sitting in the front room, and I would usher out, try and get people out of there and get a whole new bunch of people in. And one time Gurudev was leaving, so I moved back to the bottom of the stairs near the bathroom where he walked down. And I was just standing there looking at him, and he looks at me and says, "We cannot be defeated." And I was like, whoa! You know, what is happening here? You know, the Paramhansa Guru has that kind of vision, and you know, we're able to ride along. You know, by his grace, he's just like pulling us, and we have access to that kind of transcendental vision and that kind of feeling. You know, it's just amazingly freeing because it's reality. You know, the illusory energy has no power in the face of the Supreme Lord, who is, you know, fully and perfectly represented by the divine Paramahansa Vaishnavas. So it's just a matter of keeping close to their lotus feet, and you know, we can't be stopped. So we have to really pray to the lotus feet of our gurus that our mission and our God brothers and God sisters, and those that are gradually coming to Krishna consciousness through the grace of the mission formed by Srila Govinda Maharaj, and you know, fully blessed by Srila Bhakti Sridhar Goswami Maharaj, that you know, the mission be preserved, and not only preserved, but you know, empowered to give this blessing more and more throughout the world. Anyway, that's another thought that I have as a result of Goswami Maharaj's letter, that the formation of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math has to do with the transcendental impetus given by Srila Sridhar Maharaj and perfectly taken up by Srila Govinda Maharaj, and now you know, represented by the Acharya devotees who you know, we love, respect, and try to serve.
We have another ontological treaty to look forward to. Goswami Maharaj has been writing an essay.
Really?
So that will come out soon.
Wow.
Something for everyone to look forward to.
Ontological development, that's our next slogan, Prapada Jivanamritam. The ontological development of devotion, and as it manifests as places. How cool. Okay, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Bhakti Rakha Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Srila Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaj ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Math Acharya Brinda ki jai. Jai Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Math Vaishnava Brinda ki jai. Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Prabhupada Jivanamrita ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. Didi.
Hariharaya Nama Krishnaya Yadavaya Namaha.
Hariharaya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Hariharaya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Hariharaya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Govinda Ram Shrimad Sudha.
Gopal Govinda Ram Srimad